everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it's time once again for another movie review. This time out, it is 12 Angry Men from 1997. This is the remake of the 1957 classic, which starred Henry Fonda, E.G. Marshall, Jack Klugman, Lee J. Cobb. This has a pretty impressive cast as well. I'll get into that. But I watched the original 1957 version about a year ago, and it's still pretty fresh in my memory. It's a classic film, and probably one of the best films I've ever seen. I think it would probably be in my top 10 movies of all time. Really had an impact on me. So I was a little skeptical going into this one because, I mean, how can you improve upon something that is that good? Well, one way to do it is to have the original screenplay writer, or teleplay writer in this case. Reginald Rose has come back and he has updated his script. And you've got a great director in William Friedkin working on this. Now, this was a television movie, I think, that was done for CBS in '97. And you've got an amazing cast. You've got Jack Lemmon, George C. Scott, Tony Danza, of all people, James Gandolfini, Hume Cronin, Mykelti Williamson, Ossie Davis, Dorian Harewood, Courtney B. Vance, Edward James Olmos, William Peterson, and Armin Mueller-Stahl. All of them are 100% fantastic in this movie, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So what's updated in this one? Aside from some cultural references which have been updated, the only other thing that's really been changed is the cast in terms of their race. The original had all white guys. This has 4 black men and one Edward James Olmos, who I believe is Latino, but and don't crucify me if I don't know exactly what his race is, but I don't think that's what he portrays in the film. He's a European watchmaker in the film, and the way his accent is, I really can't nail down what he's supposed to be playing, but it doesn't really matter. He's still not a white guy. And the inclusion of handheld cameras are used to photograph everything, which gives everything sort of a more immediate feel, which is to its credit, a lot more interesting than some of the old studio cameras that were used for the original. If you don't know the story of 12 Angry Men, basically, and I don't want to get too into it, but the story revolves around a room full of 12 jurors who were trying to debate the guilt or innocence of a man accused of murder. And one of the jurors, juror number 8, who is played by Jack Lemmon in this film, he poses some questions and votes not guilty when all the other jurors are voting guilty. And it's the questions he's asking the rest of them. He doesn't know if the guy is guilty or not guilty, but he believes there may be some doubt, and he starts introducing these ideas to the rest of the jurors, and sort of not for the reason of trying to change their mind, just trying to make his own mind up. And what happens is he unlocks this story, a gripping story, of how personal biases and attitudes can cloud or shape people's judgment. Really, this is a movie that's best experienced rather than talked about. It's character and idea driven, and it's really, I mean, if you want to nail it down, it's 2 hours of 12 people talking, which doesn't sound very interesting, but it's what they're talking about and how they're interacting that makes the movie so watchable. The characters, even though you don't know their names, all become more well drawn as they change as the movie unspools. My wife happened to sit down while I was watching the movie near the end, and she wasn't watching it, and she didn't immediately recognize what movie this was. But she said it looks like a movie, or it felt like a movie that you would watch in film school or film class. And this was originally written as a teleplay for the show Studio One back in 1954. This story has influenced countless police procedurals and films over time. And I suppose she meant that as a compliment, that it feels like it's something from film class, because it's very much a movie that you can dig into very easily. It's easily studied, like the original. At face value, there's a simplicity to it, but as you dig, you can find a lot of treasures in the dialogue. The performances are outstanding. And the set, even though it's very minimal, allows you to focus just on the people and their performances. My only real dig about this version of the movie is that the set looks like a set. There are some external shots at the beginning and the end of the film, but the majority of the film takes place in this one room or set of rooms. There's a bathroom connected to the jury room, and it kind of looks like a television set. It's the only knock I really have against the movie. If you've seen the original, the 97 version doesn't quite live up to it, but it's still a great movie with an amazing set of performances from everybody involved. When it was made, James Gandolfini still hadn't yet been cast as Tony Soprano. William Peterson hadn't done CSI yet. This was George C. Scott's last film. Jack Lemmon, Hume Cronin, Ossie Davis, and Edward James Olmos somehow don't outshine Tony Danza in this film, of all people. So if you have to choose between the original and this, I would choose the original. But if you don't have the option, this is still one hell of a movie. It's really good. George C. Scott, I think, of the 12, gives the best performance, but they're all spectacular. And if you are only going to watch this one, and you only have the choice of watching this one, by all means, do not, if you can help it, watch the Amazon Prime version. Get this Kino Lorber Blu-ray. This looks spectacular. The version that's on Amazon Prime is a 4:3 version. This includes a widescreen version that may have been shot for a theatrical release, but it looks fantastic. It includes the 4:3 version, but the version on Amazon Prime just looks like it's in 480p. Even on a high-def stream, it looks terrible. So for the love of all that's holy, watch this if you're going to watch it, or get a copy of this, or find a copy of this. Yeah, this is really, it's a movie that it's hard to talk about without talking about the original and comparing the two, but this on its own is a great film, and I'd give it a 9 out of 10. So there you go. That's my review of 12 Angry Men from 1997. And thanks for making it to the end of the video. I appreciate your attention span. As always, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't done so already, please do so. It really helped the channel out. And if you've seen this movie, leave your comments below and tell me what you thought of it. And otherwise, take it easy. See ya.